Hey, we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Night Audit. I'm your host, Chaze Barnes. If it's your first time being here, let me do you the honors and give you a well. We got some hot stories here. We got going on here, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So we got Florida. Florida got a teen takeover strategy. That was in our first block. That was a Brockton graduation disruption. I watched review some of the content, so I'm not gonna spoil y'all. So I'm gonna watch it like it's my first time. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna take y'all over to Florida, where they are cracking down on teen takeovers. Let me change something up right here. Booyah! Here we go.
Takeovers plague the nation. Law enforcement in Florida is taking a stand by using electronic monitoring to stop them from taking place. Our next guests say they have a zero tolerance policy and have teamed up to curb the violent crowds by targeting social media posts. Joining us now is St. Augustine Beach Police Chief Daniel Carswell and St. Johns County Sheriff Robert Hardwick. Chief Carswell, Sheriff Hardwick, thank you both so much for joining us. Chief Carswell, I'll start with you. Tell us what you did and how you did it.
Right. So we received some intelligence of a possible teen takeover from Sheriff Hardwick and his crew. And this wasn't an invite for a teen party or a beach gathering. This was an invitation to come take over our beach and create chaos and a possibility to violence. So we went ahead and preemptively canceled it in the sake of public safety, just to put everybody on alert that if they come, if they're going to respond to this invitation, there's going to be zero tolerance here in St. Augustine Beach.
And Sheriff Hardwick, tell us about your Audit system. That's how you target these social media posts so that you can figure out where these teen takeovers are taking place.
Sure. This is just investing in, technology-based policing and our amazing team of 12 individuals that work in our real-time intelligence. And this really started with a community reporting social media chatter. And we took that, we embedded our analysts into this chatter basically and started monitoring to, see what they were doing, where they were moving at. The organizers started moving it around basically on posters, trying to be strategically, behind the scenes, trying to get it to people to bite into the actual event itself. And again, we just don't tolerate this garbage in St. Johns County. And so our relationships we have here with our local law enforcement, including Chief Carswell of St. Augustine Beach Police Department.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Chief Carswell, garbage it appeared to be because one of the flyers that was going viral on social media that was going to promote this event that wound up not taking place because you both intervened said pull up, turn up, take over. And then you posted something on social media with a big canceled so that everybody knows that this event is not going to happen. But have you ever seen anything like this take place before in your area?
No, this was the first that we've seen here in St. Johns County that I'm aware of. Obviously, it's been happening all around the country, and in Florida more recently, we've had a number of instances. And it's just the fear of the unknown with these. These things are spread, like the sheriff said, via TikTok and social media and things like that. So they're just shared from person to person. There's no, you don't know if it's going to be 10 people, 100 people, or 1,000 people that are going to be showing up. So it's extremely taxing on our resources, especially being a small police department like we are.
Sheriff Hardwick, why do you think this is happening right now?
I think it's taking advantage of course, a system right now where they know we're busy. It's the summertime. They know our resources are basically spread thin. But again, we've seen this to the north in Jacksonville. We've seen it to, of course, our west in Putnam County. And again, deploying those technology-based policing. And the chief and I we had a lot of records on standby, and we were just going to start seizing and towing cars and set the example that this is not going to occur here in St. Johns County, St. Augustine, and St. Augustine Beach.
Well, these teen takeovers can be violent, they can be destructive, very dangerous. And your police and sheriff's department stopped this one from happening, which could be a model for the way other police stations across the country can operate and handle these moving forward. Chief Carswell, Sheriff Hardwick, we thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for.
Well. Hold on. Let's see. Now, why didn't tell me that my media background wasn't where it needed to be at? Hold on. There we go. Yeah. So here's the core question. Is aggressive, preemptive containment the only way to stop public chaos? Or are we pushing the boundaries of authority too far? I said we ain't going far. We ain't going further enough. We ain't going further enough. Okay. Because I know places like, I think like Detroit, where they're citing the parents, the kids' parents, and possible charges as well. I said in one of my other videos, if you haven't watched it, one of my teen takeover videos, and it's a clipping, I said my solution, weekend jail. Lock the parents and the kids up. They got to serve all the weekends in summer until Labor Day. Yep. That's right. You know what? I'm gonna give myself a hand clap for that one. That's it. That's how you deter all this. Okay. That's how you got to deter all this, right? That's how you got to deter this. So what I also read is that a follow-up to the chat is Florida is using anti-racketeering strategies, cyber operations, immediate vehicle impoundments to visit organizers' homes before an event happens. Is this a masterclass in modern deterrency or a dangerous precedent for digital surveillance? Again, I think they're not going further enough. I think that this is about the toughest that it's been. Because I said RICO, I said under state law now, under the state law, when I said, well, excuse me. I said, well, whatever it is you have to do to make the community safe. I mean, listen, there will be sacrifices, okay? There will be sacrifices. And we can't expect our law. I have such high admiration for our law enforcement. 1,000 years ago, I wanted to be a police officer. The reason why I didn't go, my mom was being scared I would lose my life out there. People always give me like, you should be a police officer. I'm not saying I still couldn't be a police officer. Still could. But they gotta pay me way, way, way more. Okay. Way more to deal with the shit they gotta deal with. Way more. So I give them the highest esteem that you possibly give somebody, law enforcement, because again, they put their life on the line every single day for a stranger. And they got to put up with your badass kids. Because you put it into them and they mimic what you see, parents. And then if something happens to the kids and y'all want to try to convince us, the public, that don't know your kids, and trying to tell us that, oh, he was good, oh, she was good, she would never harm a fly, she would bullshit. Oh, it's Friday. We going there. Bullshit. Who you fooling? So if whatever they gotta take, whatever technology they gotta levy to curtail this level of public disturbance, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What you gonna do about it? You gonna vote with? I mean, again, I'm all for it. Common sense, okay? What makes the most sense? And that makes the most sense. Because they got the memo. I mean, all the police departments around the country got the memo. At least the most, they got the memo. They got it. They say, you know what? We got the playbook. They said, turn up, take up. They said, nah, that ain't happening. Go find something better to do. Go listen. Go get a job. I told the kid, the one that was saying the teen takeover, they be fun. They be fun. No, they're not fun. Take your ass home. Okay? I wish I had a book. Damn, I wish I had something like some kind of prop or something. Dang, man. But look, man, I don't care. Listen, I don't care if you at home playing PlayStation. Play PlayStation. Play the Xbox. Go learn, go backyard, go learn a hobby or something like that. Go learn about cars or something like that. Go learn, listen, get excited about different things. I mean, you got a long time to be a kid anyway. Okay. But don't go do what the others, they don't go do what the other kids do. Okay. Like they always say, if Sally and Susie go jump off the bridge, you go jump off the bridge. Apparently the answer to all that is yes, because y'all don't have no damn sense of your own. And I blame your parents and the culture. And everybody, it's not a monolith. Okay. There are people, they're like families, like Black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, candy stripe. Everybody's not a monolith. And there be people that be trying to separate themselves from this lunacy, including me. Okay. So I'm not for it. I'm not for all the degenerate behavior or whatnot. I'm not for that. Cut that shit out. Okay. Again, weekend jail. And if you go do something more serious, racketeering charges on your asses. Putting cases on all y'all. Okay. You know what? We're going to move over to another story, the Brockton Graduation Disruption. This one takes a turn. Buckle up, buttercups.
Brockton is responding after a mother interrupted his speech during the city's high school graduation. This is video of the moment police led her away from the stage. Boston 25 News reporter Ellie Murillo is on scene in Brockton, where this is all under investigation.
Tense moments during Saturday's ceremony as Mayor Rodriguez is speaking to the class of 2026. A woman walked onto the field accusing him of some sort of wrongdoing involving her daughter. And it was all caught on video.
You know what you did to my daughter.
You can see officers rush to the woman before she could reach the stage, escorting her away.
I couldn't talk to me.
As she continues to yell near the crowd, students are visibly confused as Mayor Rodriguez continues his remarks.
Thank you for the support that you have done on the daily basis.
The Plymouth District Attorney's Office confirms that state police are investigating a formal complaint made by a student and that student's parents to Brockton Public Schools regarding Mayor Rodriguez. I headed to Mayor Rodriguez's office in person to discuss these allegations.
I'm Ellie. I'm with Boston 25 News. Do you know if the mayor is available?
I was told he was off-site for a majority of the day, but that Boston 25 would be provided a prepared statement. That statement says, at the Huntington Day Parade, someone brought to my attention that I interacted with a student that made the student uncomfortable. The school department is looking into the matter. No restraining order has been granted.
You know what you did to my daughter.
Brockton Police tells Boston 25 there isn't an incident report on file. They say the woman was removed from the ceremony and later let go. I did reach out to the Brockton School Committee to ask if this incident will be discussed in their next meeting. This investigation is ongoing. On scene in Brockton, I'm Ellie Murillo for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Ooh, see how she look in that red dress? It's like, oh, you know what you did to my daughter. You know what you did. Guys, who's got you down? I like the dress. You look good in dress. That's like Chaze. That's not the day. It's like, listen, reacting to the content, okay? Anyway. All right. So a question I have for the chat. Looking at the Brockton graduation where a desperate mother completely derails, understandably with the allegations, the alleged allegations, a major public ceremony to confront the mayor over a local investigation. When formal institution channels fall silent, should leadership expect these raw, unscripted public parameters breaches? That may be too much. Okay. So in other words, do you expect to get cussed out, get called out about touching somebody else's child in an inappropriate way? Okay. Again, I don't know what's going on with these graduations, man. Like these people, like y'all are finding ways to ruin people's one of the most important days of their lives. You know you don't get no redo, right? The only way you can get a redo with a graduation, I think, is college. I think if you don't walk, or like if you, let's just say, like if there's a health reason or whatnot, you get a chance to redo it or whatnot. I believe back in my college days, I think they used to do that. But y'all just finding ways to ruin the work. Graduation, high school graduations are not what they used to be. People dying after they get a diploma. Okay. Now people are allegedly shouting at the mayor that you funneling somebody's kids. I think I had a story yesterday where the guy named, I think his name is William Packer, Jonathan Packer, whatnot, out of Aiken, South Carolina, and he somehow impersonated a police officer it took a woman in, took a African woman, young woman in. Sorry for talking too fast, whatnot. And it was a day after she graduated. What is going on? Like, why y'all listen, the kids, keep y'all, I know you say they're grown, yeah, but listen, keep your hands keep your hands to yourself. Allegedly. I know it's allegedly, whatever, and all that. I know it's under investigation. But that's not a good look. And you're holding a public seat. Oh, we definitely gonna audit your ass. We gonna hold you accountable. And you had nerve to speak, and you had nerve to keep speaking. Whew. I'm surprised she didn't throw a damn shoe at his ass. But he would have went at it. Them people, as soon as, oh, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on? I don't know, man. I don't know, y'all. These people, men, these kind of men, listen. And listen, I won't be surprised if he's listening to OnlyFans. He has some OnlyFans, whatnot. Okay. He probably got David in the playlist. Now, I won't go that far. Like, we gonna get to that case another time. But I'm just saying, in terms of, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, this is man. Fool-wee, man. He gonna have a long. Listen. It's June 12th. Ooh, I think they go back to school. Like he gonna have a long summer. He gonna have a cold summer. He gonna have a cold summer. Moses, you gonna have a cold summer, big dog. You have a cold summer. But anyway, we're gonna stay in Massachusetts. We're gonna stay in Boston. Apparently, our next story we have is apparently there's some rehired police officer loop in Massachusetts. And so we're gonna find out. And so we're gonna go to that story right now.
They're called wandering cops, police officers who've resigned or retired from one department to avoid discipline, now working for another one. We discovered they're all over Massachusetts.
In your experience, why do officers resign to avoid discipline?
Maybe they don't want to put themselves through what it takes to go through the disciplinary process and want to exit the system, or maybe they really want to dodge discipline and avoid accountability.
Enrique Zuniga is executive director of the Post Commission, the Massachusetts Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission. The commission certifies about 20,000 police officers in Massachusetts every 3 years.
I just want to make a quick note. If you have Hispanics in like quality control or like some kind of like oversight, they're ones they own it. They own it. They like this. Like they like, look at this. They own it. They own it. They don't play around. They be thorough. Like the last video we just saw. Like
it also decertifies officers, banning them from policing.
Do you think there are officers in Massachusetts working and certified that shouldn't be?
That's what we tried to figure out.
We are going through the Post Commission's disciplinary list.
5 Investigates teamed up with Northeastern University's School of Journalism to analyze data from the Post Commission. We found more than 50 cases where officers resigned or retired in lieu of discipline and are now working in another job in law enforcement. We shared our findings with retired Boston Police Lieutenant and criminologist Tom Nolan.
Are these departments taking a risk hiring these officers?
Potentially. For sure.
Take former Brewster police officer Troy Henderson, who's now a sergeant in Truro. Records reveal that in January 2021, police on Cape Cod recognized him entering a house in Yarmouth they had under surveillance for a drug investigation. When they talked with a woman who lives there, she told them Henderson was not there for drugs, but was a client of hers. She went on to say Henderson had visited her.
Did you see? Hold on, let's go back. Henderson was not there for drugs, but he was a client of hers. Case of boxelitis.
Client of hers. She went on to say Henderson had visited her for a massage and sex, which he paid for. Henderson wrote an apology letter to his chief after the chief recommended he be fired, saying, "My pride and selfishness led to my actions." Henderson was never charged with a crime and resigned before getting fired. Months later, he found a new job at the Truro Police Department, where he currently serves as a sergeant and field training officer.
A risky hire?
I'd say a risky hire. I mean, that's someone who violated the criminal laws of the Commonwealth, even though he wasn't charged criminally, certainly shows a lack of judgment.
Patrick Stewart is another officer accused of violating the law. He moved from Scituate Police to Weymouth Police. Stewart first made the news back in 2017.
After the ceremony, the new recruits celebrated at a reception at this Plymouth hotel.
Records show after graduation day from the academy, Stewart took part in a number of celebrations. He crashed his truck after leaving the Waterfront Bar and Grill in Plymouth and was arrested for operating under the influence. Stewart resigned to avoid discipline, and the case was continued without a finding and then dismissed, a common disposition for first-time offenders. He's now working for Weymouth Police.
Some agencies may not be as diligent as we would like them to be when hiring a new officer, or when an officer failing to disclose something that happened in the prior agency to the prospective agency.
Because of that, the Post Commission introduced a new restricted status last year for any officer that leaves a department for any reason.
And we want to make sure that all the information surrounding those cases are shared with the prospective agency.
We reached out repeatedly to the officers named in this report and the chiefs of their new departments. We either didn't hear back or they declined to comment. Since moving to Truro Police, Sergeant Henderson has been the subject of 2 additional internal affairs investigations. Allegations of both unprofessional conduct and neglect of duty were upheld.
Ah, man, what is happening? I just hold police. Listen, I still hold law enforcement to still hold it to the highest level, man. Still hold y'all. But y'all, listen, now there's a video where officer doing like some kind of training, like some kind of horseplay, and they actually got shot in the arm. I didn't watch the video. I don't have that video. Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta listen. 2 things between this, you gotta separate. You gotta separate it. Okay. My man Henderson had a bad case of boxelitis. Okay. Bad case. Okay. I hear fighting crime on 12-hour shifts. I don't know if he was married or not, but why would you go in a home? I mean, I don't know if he was on this unit, whatever, and all that. And he probably got some drugs. He probably got some drugs. He probably got the bump. But that's ridiculous, man. I mean, you just go over 2 counties over, you're like, man, you know what? I can't do it. You know, it's like, you know what it makes me think of? It's like, it's like having fuck you money without saying you have fuck you money. And I'm saying, like, you be like, you know what? Shit, you know what? I go into the next county over. I can just get hired over with that. I ain't gotta face no disciplinary action. I can bounce. I can be up out of here. And you continue working. I mean, listen, I don't want to stop you from getting your money, whatever, and all that, man. But if you not changing the behavior, whatnot, because again, you take you wherever you go. Wherever you go, there you be. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen. In relationships, you know what I'm saying? You go from listen, you take you wherever you go. Okay. If you don't change, it's not gonna matter, because who you are is gonna come out. Who you really are gonna come out. And for these officers, like the officer Henderson, he's already under Attorney Affairs watch. Already. Neglecting duty. Listen, man, if you don't want to be no cop no more, just say you don't want to be no cop no more. Just say that, man. Don't waste the taxpayer dollars. Don't waste city funds, government funds, and city resources because your ass don't want to be a cop no more. Because you want to play cop. You want to bust it down or whatever and all that. You want to. No, man, you supposed to be out there protecting the citizens of your community, not busting them down. If you're gonna bust them down, it's to get an arrest. Okay. Anyway, so my core question to that is, if a compromised public servant can simply resign to wipe their internal record clean, and we can't all do that. does official oversight actually exist? My answer to that, and I know our little guy over there at the Post, he's like, yeah, we put the restricted status, but that's if the prospective departments are actually following that. The only way that you can circumvent all that, there will have to be state legislation on the books for that in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I know I have this Patriots on, yes, and I live in Georgia. Separate conversation. We'll talk about that later. We're talking about this story. I mean, literally. I mean, that's really over. I mean, because again, now it gets me thinking amongst, because I mean, it happens all over. Like an officer can be reprimanded here, and hey, you officer in DeKalb County, now you're officer in Walton County, or you was an officer in Chapman County, now you're officer in Douglasville. You know, like you just going all over the place. Spread your bad seed. You can't keep a job, sir or ma'am. Now, unfortunately, these men. I'm pretty sure there's women, but these are men. Got to call them out. Got to audit them. So I don't think there's no official oversight. I mean, I think on paper, I think, like maybe some departments may say, nah, we can't hire you. Nah, man, we can't take a chance on you. I'm sorry. Especially if they got a good, clean record. They got a good rapport with the community, the mayor's office, the regional support relies on them. They don't want to compromise their officers with your badness. We need Robin McCall. Robin McCall. Nah, man, it's the badge. But you had the badge, man. You had the badge. So no. I mean, listen, man. Like that's like somebody committing a crime. Like I mean, I'm not saying over time your record can't be right, clean, whatnot. But all I know is like if you go 187 something, that stays. So again, a follow-up question to the chat is: despite major police reforms, Lord, I mean, I don't know how many more reforms y'all want. Y'all want the officers not apparently do nothing or whatnot. These officers are dodging formal discipline by quitting. Now imagine that. Imagine, and listen, for all my people that work, we all work regular jobs. Most of us work regular jobs. Imagine just, listen. We get fired. They say we get fired for, I don't know, stealing, whatever, all that. Maybe stealing time, whatever, all that. You're like, I can get fired. Or you coming in late, or you stealing company property, whatever, and all that. And you be like, you know what? I can get hired again tomorrow. Imagine you kind of had that. Listen, imagine if you had that. Now, I don't know. The workplaces might be tainted after that. I don't know. We might have to start curtailing. I don't know. That'd be a good idea. We have to think through that. But anyway, getting hired like simply by the town next door. Is this, I just said it, is this a legislation blind spot, or are departments intentionally leaving the back door open for their own? And, if I had to answer that, if I had to give my own answer to that before you all answer that, I just say that I think because maybe there's a shortage of police officers. There may not be enough. There may be staffing issues, and they may not want to hire contractors. I don't think police, especially for smaller departments. So I can probably, some people, I can see some departments kind of side swiping that a bit. Now I'm pretty sure if you work for the city of Boston or just trying to think of another big city in Boston, maybe Worcester. I don't know. Y'all help me out. I know I've been down to Foxborough, and Foxborough is not like a big police city, or the state police, or the Massachusetts State Police. Nah, they definitely hiring your ass. Hell no. They're not hiring your ass. They're not gonna get your job at the airport. I think that we got another question here. Oh, there's an the other follow-up question is, why is tracking the background and compliance history of an armed official is so easily bypassed? We live in an era where tracking a physical package or logistics asset is completely locked down, allegedly. And okay, that was the other follow-up question. I don't know. I mean, again, I think I just answered my own question. I think that question is kind of answered with that follow-up, whatnot. Because I think it has been a problem, and I think, like I said, I just think because the backlash that law officers face, I think the shortage of officers and stuff like that, they need new recruits. It's hard to kind of find people that can really uphold the community and the laws of the state of Massachusetts. I mean, it says different things. I mean, it's a couple character issues they got to clean up. Character, got to clean it up. But yeah, so we gonna move on from that story. Yeah, y'all get it together over there. Yeah. If y'all are enjoying this, let me give myself a hand clap. Give y'all a hand clap for sticking in with me right quick. Hold on. All right, we move on to the next story. So we are going to go out to Boca Raton, Florida. Okay. So this other story. This story is tragic. Okay. And it's got some plot twists to it. So we're going to bring him to the stage. The next story, we're going to go down to Boca Raton.
Not in a homicide case in Palm Beach County involving a Green Acres man who was arrested and charged in connection to a Boca Raton murder that happened in April.
Police say the suspect's vehicle had a note in it that had both the victim and his wife's name on it, as well as the addresses of his home and workplace. Our Rachel Perry has more.
What's interesting about the police report is detectives don't list any sort of motive, but they do say they found a note in the suspect's car with the victim's and his fiance's name on it. Send me the Addy, I'll go myself tonight. That's just one of the text messages investigators say Willie Bird exchanged with an unnamed recipient leading up to the April shooting death of Armand Matuala. Matuala was leaving his office when police say a vehicle was waiting outside and a shadow-like figure exited the passenger side and shot Matuala, who died at the scene. Detectives traced the vehicle to Bird and say he was driving it the night of the murder. Investigators say a search of the vehicle uncovered a note containing Matuala's name, his fiance's name, and the addresses of his office and home. Bird was arrested on a first-degree murder charge, yet no motive is listed.
Somebody sitting in a prison cell obviously protects other people, and for that we should be grateful for. But it doesn't take away the fact that somebody's life was taken away from them.
Madison Belbanara is Matuala's fiance.
I think that's how I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. Because if you can spend every day with someone and never get tired of them and never be bored, that's the life that I think a lot of people would want.
Telling me Matuala always wanted to see others succeed.
I want people to remember his heart because he loved so deeply, and he was always generous and made people feel seen and heard, and there are countless people whose lives are better because they knew him.
WPBF 25 News has since reported Matuala was named in a whistleblower lawsuit he filed in 2025 against his former employer, Innovative Partners, claiming he was fired for reporting widespread violations and illegal practices. New records show the day before the shooting, the Federal Trade Commission filed a lawsuit against Innovative Partners and several other entities, accusing them of operating a nationwide telemarketing scheme to defraud consumers seeking health insurance. I reached out to police wanting to know if those lawsuits are at all connected to this case, but have yet to hear back. In Palm Beach County, Rachel Perry, WPBF 25 News.
Oh man, this is when we're gonna have to probably do some digging on it. We're gonna have to let me do some quick digging right quick on this, because this was a Boca Raton. Sorry, don't mind me. It makes you think that the lawsuits are connected to it. I mean, he's again attacking the fraud. That's what we've been doing. We've been covering the fraud lately on this channel. Been going after the fraudsters, and we're not gonna let up. We're gonna follow the money. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna shake some trees around here. Okay. So he was doing his civic duty. Okay. He was acting in good faith. And y'all go take this man's life. I don't want to be around to see what God does to you all people. Sinners to sinners. All because of, man, listen, because again, you know why? Because he was fucking up the money. Sorry to use that language like that. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday. But he was getting close. He was closing in. He was following the money. He knew that, listen, the fraud and people and they was probably raking in lots of money. And he was like, no. And they gotta understand this. And this is a financial thing as well, but it's a character thing too. It does matter where the money comes from. It does matter how you make the money. It does. Scheming and scamming and flim-flamming, and you think you can your way out of it like a hyena. Don't go crying out to us and saying those 3-letter people, the feds, they tripping, they all up on me. Maybe you shouldn't take the money. Maybe you shouldn't defraud those people. What's the guy's name again? I'm sorry. Let's go wind it back. I'm sorry.
25 against his former employer. In events reported, Matuella was named in a whistleblower lawsuit he filed.
If I mispronounce it, Mozzarella. Oh, he was closing in. He was closing in on him. He was closing in. Ooh. He was closing in, and then they hired, and got the black dude. Man, oh man. So a question. Oh no, that's not that question. I'm sorry. So a question for the chat. Okay, a Boca Raton businessman is targeted and killed just days before proposing to his fiance. And that's the other thing, man. Dang, man. That's the other thing. Man. And they had to know. They had to know. I don't know if he made mention to, but man, the fiance, it kind of makes you, her say she got to protect herself. She got to look after herself too, because it's too close. Proposing, spending life together, gone. Dang, man, prayers up. Prayers out to her as well. Man, that's and then to have this surrounded around it as well. But the question I have is, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be insensitive to that we'll get back to that. But the question I have to the chat is, when an adversary is auditing your daily baseline routines and movements, what strict operational security steps do you need to take in your personal life? Gird up. Get your breastplate of righteousness. Be prayed up. Get your breastplate of righteousness. Get the head of a protection. Yeah, I better read Ephesians. Y'all, listen, it's a war of principalities. You gotta gird up. You gotta gird up, and you never know. I know your life can turn into a spy movie, a thriller. All of a sudden, when you walk out the door, 2 blocks away, there's an Ecoline, there's a black Ecoline van that's parked up there. There's a Chevy or a Cadillac Escalade that's and they, as soon as listen, you gotta size up every option. You gotta size it up. You gotta switch up the routine. You gotta switch your tactics up. You know what I'm saying? You gird up, get your security up. You gotta get your security up, because that's crazy. Man, and see the home, whatever home that's in his picture, whatnot, we're looking at, man, that's not no day, man. Man, he was in deep. He was in deep. And I'm pretty sure, again, I don't know if he could have, he's former employer, and he was like, hey, I can't let y'all keep going doing this. And listen, listen. And I'm not saying, listen, go after it. If that, I know it's I won't do that. I won't call. Listen, like I said, he probably made really, really good money. He probably, at some point in time, it probably was a real good job, really good thing they was doing, whatever and all that. And somehow it took a turn for worse. You got to cut your losses. But there's some people that say, you know what, these businesses and corporations should not see ever see the light of day. If that means, I got to go down, I got to get persecuted. Again, the wicked prosper and the righteous, this says the wicked prosper and the righteous suffer. I read, if you're going to be persecuted, be persecuted for doing the right thing. I'm not saying, you're not saying that his life should have been taken or anything like that, but in that sense, that speaks to his character. And not to say he knew his life was on the line, but he didn't unknowingly, did what he did. And he probably saved a lot of customers, because fraud is not a victimless crime. It's not. It's not at all. So prayers up to them. Prayers up to the individuals. May his memory be a blessing to you, my good lady. Okay, we got to move on to another story. Apparently, there's some YN activity going on in Milwaukee. Okay, they're trying to figure out Giannis, and now they got this going on. So we gonna go over to Milwaukee because apparently they like to shoot. They like to shoot up the neighborhood around here. Apparently, So let's go.
Unbelievable video tonight of multiple shooters opening fire in an east side Milwaukee neighborhood. Police say no one was injured, but the gunfire hit multiple houses and cars. This is the damage left behind. It happened near Astor and Pearson just after midnight. 12 News' Kendall Keys joining us there live tonight. And Kendall, terrifying moments for people who live nearby.
You're right, Blake. You heard all of those shots fired in the middle of the night. Some of those bullets even entering people's homes while they slept inside.
Wait.
Countless gunshots.
Well, it looks like the individual right there. He points a gun. He points something. He points the gun in the air and starts shooting.
While they slept inside. Countless gunshots.
It's crazy.
Fired in an east side neighborhood just after midnight early Monday.
Wild, Wild West.
Home surveillance video shows a group hide behind a parked car as shots continue to ring out.
Holy crap, people just hanging out in the garages and side spaces. It's pretty spooky.
I looked at my phone. I noticed there was a group of kids in my driveway next to one of our cars, and thought they were breaking in. You don't expect a group of people using your house as cover for an ambush.
The homeowner speaking with 12 News, not wanting to be identified out of fear of retaliation. His video shows one person open fire from the sidewalk. Another shooter continues firing, walking backwards on Pearson.
When I went to check the car and bring it in after I heard people scramble on the side of the house, I noticed that there was a bunch of gun bullets in my driveway, gun magazine, a bunch of other stuff.
The bullets hit multiple cars parked on Pearson, shattering windows, even back windshields. Evidence markers pointing to bullet holes in glass and on the sides of homes. 12 News counting at least 4 homes hit by the gunfire.
I've been over here for 10 years and I've never seen anything like this.
Milwaukee police aren't
people who live nearby.
Inside shows a group hide behind a parked
spooky side spaces. It's pretty spooky.
I looked at my phone. I noticed there was a group of kids in my driveway next to one of our cars, and thought they were breaking in. You don't expect a group of people using your house as cover for an ambush.
The homeowner speaking with 12 News, not wanting to be identified out of fear of retaliation. His video shows one person open fire from the sidewalk. Another shooter continues firing, walking backwards on Pearson.
When I went to check the car and bring it in after I heard people scramble on the side of the house, I noticed that there was a bunch of gun bullets in my driveway, gun magazine, a bunch of other stuff.
The bullets hit multiple cars parked on Pearson, shattering windows, even back windshields. Evidence markers pointing to bullet holes in glass and on the sides of homes. 12 News counting at least 4 homes hit by the gunfire.
I've been over here for 10 years and I've never seen anything like this.
Milwaukee police aren't reporting any injuries from the gunfire.
I lived in San Francisco downtown for about 15 years, so I'm pretty used to seeing a lot of stuff, but Milwaukee is a whole different animal, and that was pretty wild to see it that close to home.
Terrifying. Kendall, Milwaukee police say they're still looking for the shooters.
Right, Blake, no arrests so far, and it's not clear what led up to all of that gunfire that caused a lot of damage in this neighborhood. Police ask anyone with the information to give them a call.
All right, certainly something to see all that damage left behind there. Kendall Key is reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Kendall.
Oh, man. If any one of these people, if any one of them was shot and killed, I ain't gonna hear no Black Lives Matter. Nope. Not at all. Not a whisper, not a peep. Cause I looked at the picture, I was like, why you shoot? He shot the first person. So what y'all was like, yeah, man, you know what? We gonna pretend that we, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fire a couple shots in the air, and then you go off and just start shooting. So y'all just indiscriminately shooting. Y'all just indiscriminately shooting up a neighborhood. Now when they come rolling up hot on y'all or whatnot, hey man, I ain't do that, man. Nah, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. 12 o'clock at night. Seriously. 12 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock at night. Did you think you didn't even hit whoever you're supposed to hit? It's almost like with the 70, 80 shots and the wrong person got killed in Hammond, Indiana. Now, thankfully, nobody didn't get hit. But it doesn't take away the fact, though, while y'all shooting, where y'all get, like, listen, walking around too many guns. I mean, I'm a proponent for, but this is why we be on the Second Amendment for us legal gun owners. Cause see, somebody could have came out there, seen what was going on, and laid one of the asses out. And maybe another neighborhood probably came out there. That's what I'm saying. These neighborhoods, listen, these neighborhoods gonna have to take back their shit. And I won't be listening. If again, when somebody breaking the home, if you got all means, you got all like somebody shoot, you got all means. Execute Order 66. Execute Order 66. Yeah. And y'all probably are not, y'all probably raised in decent neighborhoods and got infected with the culture. Because the culture is the thing that we celebrate the most. It's the culture. There's degeneracy in white culture. There's degeneracy in Mexican culture. There's degeneracy in Asian culture. There's degeneracy everywhere. Y'all get infected. Y'all are the lames. Y'all are the lames. Again, summer, it ain't even full tilt. You're already doing this. Listen, if June is like this, man, buckle up for July. But so my question I got for the chat. A massive Wild Wild West shootout style happened at midnight. Caught dead on camera. When public corridors instantly transform into open fire ranges, has the baseline risk for simply stepping outside past a critical breaking point. We did a story yesterday where, you know, it was a situation in Toledo, Ohio, where, you know, a 60-year-old boy got hit, and the nurse, you know, stepped in. He was like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Somebody need to play that video for those kids. And I hope they find them. Hope they find them. I mean, I just want to like sleep normal. I can't even like sleep normal because I think that somebody goes to blast a bullet through my window. My man said been up for 10 years. I ain't seen anything like this before. I said, well, might be time to move, big dog. Might be time to move. Might be time to move. Might be, listen, it's time. When it's time to go, it's time to go. He said 10 years? Oh, yeah, man. It's time to go, big dog. Time to go. Find somewhere to live. Move the job, man. Listen, you can listen. Human life, you can't replace it. Things you can replace, job you can replace. Listen, move out of there. Move out of there if you can. Made no sense. Okay, listen, we gotta move to the last story. Last story of the night. It's all this criminal behavior, man. What's going on? Like, damn, we ain't even got the Juneteenth yet. Shit. Woo. All right, listen. So we're gonna go to Boston, where somebody thought it was a good idea to steal from a 12-year-old, from some 12-year-olds.
WBZ, we have new surveillance video showing two juveniles suspected of robbing a kid's lemonade stand at gunpoint in South Boston. WBZ's Tammy Mutasa joins us live in South Boston tonight. And Tammy, now the community is coming together to support these kids.
Yeah, Courtney, tonight this community is still pretty outraged that these kids were robbed at gunpoint at their lemonade stand, but they don't want children in this community to live in fear. So starting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., they're taking that corner back where this robbery happened with another lemonade stand.
He walked over here, he said I might need to take the box, and he grabbed it with one hand, and then he showed us the gun, which was right here.
Just one day after having a gun pulled on him and his little sister at their lemonade stand, 12-year-old David Byrne and these young entrepreneurs are going back to business at the very same spot where it happened. They're determined not to live in fear.
My sister, she put her hands up, and I just said, you could have it. But after that, I just was like a little annoyed because we were 12 and 11, and you shouldn't really do that.
New video shows the masked juvenile suspects who police say robbed David and his 11-year-old sister at their lemonade stand along West 9th and E Streets. Police say the suspects first said they had no money, asked about Apple Pay before snatching the kids' cash chests. We first shared their dad's outrage last night.
It's outrageous that in such a good community that we can have something like this happen. I think we need some more presence around in order for this to never happen again.
Now the community is rallying behind the Byrnes, taking a stand against violence. Family friends Nicole and Jonathan Roll Call are mobilizing the lower-end lemonade stand to take back their streets.
I'm angry that this happened in this community that we love.
50% of the money raised will be donated to a local gun violence prevention group.
It's safe, it's fun. They literally do this every day. And this is one thing that happens. So of course it's awful, right? But we want them to know, like, we're not going to stop them playing on the streets. We're not going to stop them hanging out with the kids around.
A community now coming together to turn a negative moment into a sweet lesson, one cup of lemonade at a time.
This just shows awareness of like gun violence and that you shouldn't do this at this age or at all.
And again, that lemonade sale will be tomorrow starting at 5:30 p.m. here on West 9th Street. Everyone is invited. Support is already coming in from all over the area. And again, police say if you recognize those juvenile suspects, please call Boston Police. Reporting live in South Boston, Tammy Mutasa, WBZ News.
Tammy, thank you.
All right, thank you, Tammy. Yeah, man. Boston is a dope city, man. It's phenomenal. I walk those streets, man. I Back Bay. I think I've been to Dorchester, Beacon Hill, Charlestown. Man, listen. Okay, that city has came a long ways. Okay, I gotta watch this series called Celtic City. Then that city has came a long ways, man. I'm glad they took that's how you rally. That's how you rally as a community. You don't want to be deterred by degenerate behavior. I just told y'all, the white culture got degenerates, black culture got degenerates. Listen, we're all trying to separate ourselves from the degeneracy, okay? Because I don't want y'all to be crying to, oh my God, y'all need to do something. No, we told you. We told you. Okay? I don't know, man. Like, why? Why would you listen? I did a story about lemonade stand in Kansas City. In this case, a passerby, I think it was an onlooker that called 911, you know, because there was thought there was some kind of annoyance, and that turned into a windfall for those kids. And I'm betting on the same thing for these kids in Boston. They're just trying to make some money, trying to do good for them. Listen, they're allowed to be kids, and They got a long time be kids, and they, like, and they got a good organization, good community, got good people around them. We need more of that. We need more of that. Nobody want to be scared out of the neighborhood. I know I said if you got to move, listen. Nobody wants to be scared of their neighborhood, out of their neighborhood. So if you know who's selling the drugs, if you know who's shooting at the neighborhood, you know who's parking on their mama's lawn, or whatever, and all that, and loitering and trashing things up, you need to call them suckers out. Call them peoples out. Get them people out of there. You bringing down the property values. That's good for us. I mean, if you real estate, listen, we build it back up, tear it all down, and build it up. And y'all be like, oh my God, no, price out. Because your podcast want to do stupid stuff. Robbing the lemonade stand. Man, punks. Scumbag behavior. Scumbag. So my core question is when the threat profile drops down to the middle school age groups, how does a community implement a strategy for deterrence? And they clearly did. They say, you know what, we're not gonna be fazed by it. We're gonna rally behind this. That's what you gotta do. You gotta rally. You gotta show them that we're not gonna be easily feared. They went back on that same block. That same corner. They got there, painted, whatever, and all that, and probably made a bag. They are bad. This is your future bad chasers. This is your future bad chasers. We might need to get Anton on the phone. We might need to get Anton and say, Anton, hey, check this story out. These are future bad chasers. You know what I'm saying? You don't be deterred by no stupidness. And my follow-up question to the chat before we wrap this up. A 12-year-old flashes a firearm. How did it's always like how a 12-year-old gets it's like the 14-year-old in the Ray Child. It's like why are you walking around with a damn pistol? But anyway, that's a separate thing. Flashes, robs a kid's lemonade stand in South Boston. And I've been in the North End and whatnot. When a neighborhood childhood staple faces armed perimeter breach, what does it say about the complete collapse of fundamental boundaries in our communities? That's the question. That's the question to think about. Now you can't prevent all, some things you gotta be vigilant on. Like, that's a staple. Selling lemonade, picking up the neighbor's trash, raking you can't really, it's no leaves in the summer. The only thing you do is cut the grass, whatnot. Try to cut the grass. Clean the gutters out, maybe. I don't know. Or I'm trying to think of some sell some cookies or something like that. I'm trying to think of some other stuff, some more organizing things. But a lemonade stand. Y'all robbing a lemonade stand? Is that deep? Is that hard out here? Y'all need money that bad? Go find a job. But it's man, listen, they wouldn't probably have a problem let you work for them. With, you know what I'm saying? Might need a little security. I don't think but nah, man. Whew. Oh man, this wraps up this phenomenal show. Let's give ourselves a hand clap. Let's do this right quick. Yeah, it was 11:45 p.m. on a Friday. I had the soccer game in the background. Team USA won against Portugal. I think it was 4-1, 4-0, 4-1. But anyway, yeah, we'll have that in the background. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, review. This video, like I said, once I'm done, I'm gonna do all the edits. This will be uploaded tomorrow. And y'all enjoy y'all weekends as well. Again, I appreciate all the views, all the engagements, all the likes, all the comments, subscribers. Again, we're slowly growing. I appreciate it. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Chaze Barnes from the Night Audit, signing off. Peace.